So we got a copy of the spreadsheet in the link in the description. So if you want to take a look at that, you can copy that, go in, practice for yourself, try these all on for size, see how you like them. Jumping right on in, we got 175. Here's the first one we're looking at. We basically want to see if the height of Adam Anderson is greater than 175 centimeters. Cool. So we'll check that out, and we're telling it if it is greater than 175, do this. If it's less than or equal to, do that. That's the only thing. So we'll go right here, equals if. We click the cell we want to check, his height, 183 centimeters. Now, while I am in America, I am functionally illiterate with the metric system, so that is why I have decided to use centimeters, because it's easier to type than feet and inches. So we're going that cell, the height, we want to see greater than. We're going to pick this one. We're going to lock it down. F4 is money, we get the dollar signs, and that's a fixed reference. So now, anytime we copy this down, it's going to have the same formula, the same references, and it's not going to be any kind of I guess confusion where it moves cells on us. It's going to stay right there, be very flexible, very useful. So if we want to, if that condition is true, we're going to have it say yes. We're going to use text. When we do that, we're going to use the quotation marks, type in what we want, and then quotation marks again. And then if it's false, we're going to have it state blank. So all we do there, quotation marks, and close the parentheses, enter. And we can copy it down, just double click in the bottom right. Everyone who is above 175 centimeters is there. Okay. Now if you added in this, the greater than or equal to, this one would go from a blank to a yes. There you are. Now if we undo that, it's not. Right here we're going to thread the needle. We want to find everyone who's above 175 centimeters in height and below 205 centimeters in height. Here's the functions right here. So that's the first one. This is the second. So first we're doing if. Now we have two logical functions here. So we need to use and. And the logical one, we click what we want to check right here. We want to see if it is greater than 175. We'll lock that down. F4 is money. Then we're going to have our second argument. We'll click that cell again, and we're going to make it less than the top end. F4, lock it down. Bing, bang, boom. Moving on. Then we're going to see if it's true. We'll type in yes. Or actually, we'll type in thread the needle. If it's false, we're going to say nothing. So we'll leave that blank, two quotation marks, close the parentheses, and there it is. Copy down. What do you know? Those are the criteria we use. Now, we're going to do two conditions, and they're going to have differing answers here. So I will put this one in something we can read. So first we're going to if. We're going to use and again. And what we want to check is E18, greater than 204 and 209. Okay. So that one. Yeah. So we're looking at the height again. That is greater than this one. We'll lock it down, F4. So basically the same process as the last one right here. And if it is greater than, click that, greater than, and yes. Then we click the high end there, F4, lock it down. Then we're going to close that. Actually, we're going to put it right there. There's our logical test. And if the value is true, so if they are taller than both 205 and 209 centimeters, so, gosh, what'd that be? 2 is roughly 6'6", 6'8", 7 feet, 7'2", somewhere in there. Definitely up there. We're going to say really tall. If that's not true, we're going to, so if that's false, then we're going to have to use another if section or if statement. We will go right here. We're only going to check, we only want to see basically if they're above one of the two. So we'll check that cell, we'll go greater than 205, we'll lock that down, and that's going to be our logical test. And if it is true, we're going to say tall. And if it's false, we will show the value. So we're going to just have it display the height. Close that, enter. So right here we copy it down. We only have to code it in once. Really tall. 204. So what if we went to 205? Okay, I see. Yep. So if we go to 204, there we go. We have a tall and a really tall. And we have the rest of them displaying their height in centimeters. Here we're going to use the OR function. We'll open this up. We're going to have it look at one or the other. So all we will do, our logical test right here, if it is if, then we nest the OR function in there. That is greater than or equal to this, then comma. That'll be our second logical test here. So you see logical 1, logical 2. If that is less than or equal to that height, and if they're true, if either of those are true, outlier, or within range. So we'll have these, and we are going with equals if. Now we're choosing one or the other, or the first one, this, do greater than or equal to 175, lock that down, comma, click that again, and we're doing less than or equal to, click the upper end of the range, lock it down, and we will close those parentheses. If it is true, I want it to say outlier, and if it is, oh yeah, again we're using the quotation marks, and we will go within range, within range. Close that up, voila, and there we go. We can also make these say different things, really whatever we want to. You can have it say blue, green, red, I don't know, make whatever you'd like in there. Now we're going to use if with another function, the average. So something just unrelated. So equals if, let's see, is that column F right there? Yes. Okay. So here we're looking at weight. So if this weight is greater than the average, so we're comparing a single number, this, to the average of this entire range. So we're comparing this to everything. And we'll lock that down, F4, because we don't want that shifting. Then what we're going to have it say, above average weight. And if it's false, we will say below average weight. Close it up, and there it is. Copy that thing right down. What do you know? So we've compared this to all of these, and we've had it do the entire if function there, and it's pretty much automated itself. There's no chance for error, no chance of messing it up. This one, we are going to where is this? Calculation. Yes. Okay. That's that one. This one. That's this one. We're going to skip that one because it ain't pertinent. Then this one, the final one, we are going to compare, and we're going to use another function just to show you how flexible this thing is. So our test is if, so we have this difference right here. It's either positive or negative, and then we're comparing again to the average here. But we're going to use this function ABS, absolute value. So if the absolute value of this is greater than or equal to 7% of that, then we'll say 7% or more outside of range. No problem. So equals, well, let's just get our little cheat sheet right here, equals if we want absolute value. So you see right here, returns the absolute value of a number right there. So that negative will not matter now, which makes it a lot easier. Absolute value is greater than or equal to, then we're going to open our parentheses just so we can get that, or just so we can get our order of operations working, 0.07 times, you can use a product function here, however you want really, it's just fine. We'll wait right here in pounds, and we're going to keep that flexible. We're not going to hit F4. If the absolute value is greater than or equal to 7% of that, then we are going to say 7% or more outside range. If it's false, we're going to say within 7% parameter. Close it, and there we are. So these ones, we had those 3, or those 4, we had those 4. Instead, up here we left them blank. That's what this is. I just put a value in the false one. But that's it. So with these if statements, you can basically make these spreadsheets do pretty much whatever you want. They're kind of, it's almost like your plaything. You can really be flexible, make conditional situations, you can start doing more advanced scenario modeling. This is one of those functions that if you get decent with it, not even good, but decent with it, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of the people that you work with. So that's about it for me. Again, if you've been enjoying the content, hit that can't stop, won't stop kitty in the bottom right there, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.